story of this in a lot of ways is trying to force things that I shouldn't because I'm in a slump and I'm not having the success that I felt I should have been. That's the story of this game.
Alright. So what's your game plan coming into the lane?
Not die. Basically, it's I know that I'm going to lose every single trade if I get rooted. So I'm going to be trying to stay in minions. Anytime that there's free harass where she's not going to be able to throw a Q back in my face, I'm going to try to take it. But overall, try to not let her shove the wave and roam. Was kind of the thought process. It didn't work very well, but that was the thought process.
Okay.
The only thing that I really can say that I accomplished in laning phase is that I outfarmed her, but that was less about me controlling the lane and punishing her and more just about the fact that I was better at farming.
Okay, so first of all, you said that you don't want it to get pushed in.
Mhm.
That means you have to auto these minions more than she's autoing them, because she's autoed this one a bunch right now and you haven't autoed at all.
Right.
So if she's autoed it a bunch, it's obviously going to push in towards you. So if your goal is to push in towards her, you have to auto and use your spells more than she does.
Well, I didn't want to, I guess, no, I didn't want to shove the wave in. I know that this is her only real escape is Black Shield. So I wanted to be shoved in, but I didn't want her to, like, crash. I don't know how to explain that better than I did. I don't know exactly if what I was trying to do makes sense.
Okay.
Like, I wanted her to shove, but I didn't want her to shove so hard.
So there's a few things that's wrong with this, first of all. Morgana, with her W, I don't know what she, like, Morgana mid, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to max W, okay? So she's going to have a lot more wave clear than you do.
Right.
So if the enemy champion has a lot more wave clear, you can't freeze it in front of your turret, because she can just push the wave in, right?
Right. So I need to be actively, like, shoving back against that wave so that it slow pushes in my direction.
Because you said Morgana wants to hit you with her Q, right? And then just W you.
Yeah.
So if she pushes you underneath your turret, then she's just gonna she's gonna throw out Qs at you while you're trying to farm. But if you're pushing into her, it means you're gonna have more minions than she does because you're pushing it in. And since you have more minions, it means there's more bodies that are gonna block her Q for you. So you're gonna be more safe when you're pushing in towards her.
Okay. I didn't really think about that, honestly.
If the enemy champion has a poke, like training pattern, like Morgana's, you generally want to push it in towards them, and they want to push it in towards you. Because if you're a poke champion, it's very easy to poke people underneath turrets.
That honestly has been the part of these last few games. I won super hard to a Zed that took over the game, and that's completely my fault. But the others were two Nikos in that same exact pattern of they shoved me in and poked me out from under turret and just proceeded to completely shut me out of the game. So that is actually very useful.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you should probably start boots against champions with skill shots like Morgana. Because boots are really good.
I need to practice that farming pattern more, because I noticed there's a noticeably huge difference. I'm going to say even 20 to 30 by like 10, 12 minutes when I start boots versus not. I miss a lot of the early auto attacks without that extra little damage from Dorns, which is the reason that I've stopped trying to go boots into some matchups, just because, at least the way I feel it, is the farm difference with the ability that I have puts me further behind by starting boots, even though it makes sense, than not. Yeah, I knew that was coming.
So you're gonna have to use your health potion here. Because you're already... Alright, let's just rewind it for a little bit and have one more. Okay, do you know how many minions it takes for you to get level 2?
9, I believe.
Yeah, so it takes the first wave and then... Wait, no, it doesn't take 9, it takes 7.
Okay.
It takes the first wave and then the first melee minion, I think. Yeah, okay. In the bot lane it takes 9, but in mid and top lane it takes 7. So the first wave plus the first melee minion. Okay. And what you want to do in order to get easy kills is to abuse your champion's level spikes. Is if you can get a level advantage over them for like a short time, and you trade, you're going to win the trade the majority of the time. And this is most important at level 2 and at level 6. Because you're going to get your ult at level 6, and at level 2 you're going to have your second ability. So if you know that this minion gets you level 2, and your melee minions are still more than half HP, so it's going to take her a while to get level 2, you should position yourself on this side, so that as soon as you get level 2, you can QW her. And you should have saved your stun for this as well. Always try to get kills the moment you're going to level up to level 2, and the moment you're going to level up to level 6.
Okay.
Because it's going to surprise them, because they're not going to count to 7. Okay, that was a very good trade. You see how it's harder for her to really do anything to you because there's so many minions in the way? Okay, this... You sort of did it right here?
My thought process there, and this is because I remember this moment, is her Q is down.
Yeah.
She doesn't have anything that... I'm going to win a trade since all she has is the W and the spell shield. If I can do that. Her Q is like on a, I believe at this point, like a 10-second cooldown. So I have this window. I also know that at this moment, I just saw Kale
up here
clearing Rift. So I know I'm safe here by playing up in this aggressive. Yeah. That was at least the thought process.
This is good, but you should have been more aggressive because you sort of wait a little bit too long. So she's going to have to last hit this cannon. So you just want to get in her face now and start auto Q.
Okay.
And W her. Because the only thing she can do is trade back with autos. And you have all your abilities, and she's going to have to miss this cannon as well if she fights back. Like right now, you could still be walking into her and W and autoing her. But she can't do anything back, and you have really long auto range as Annie. And if she does auto you back, you can press your E as well, and then it does return damage. And again, you're standing way too far back. You want to be up here because you want to start pressuring her. Every time one of your minions gets low, you want to look for an opportunity to trade with them because they're going to be standing still. Like, you can tell that Morgana's going to walk up here and auto this minion in the next, like, 3 seconds. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even think about that.
You ended up pushing it a little bit too hard because you crashed into the turret when you wanted to, like, slow push into them.
Okay.
And right now, you're sort of standing on the wrong side of the lane. You want to go put... You don't have any wards, but if you had a ward, you'd put one down here.
Right.
And you want to stand above here. Because, like, a minute ago, you saw kill here.
Right.
So it's very likely that she's killed the top jungle, and she's around Krugs right now. Yeah, so she's at her raptors. Know that when you see the jungler here, that within, like... They're gonna take, like, a minute or so to kill this side if they haven't already. And then they're gonna go down to this side. So you need to swap positions.
It ends up getting me killed here. So... I'm remembering.
This is one of the reasons why you should have boots too, because boots really help you evade ganks.
Right.
And you're really lucky there that she missed that.
Yep.
Okay, right now,
Right.
Which way is the wave pushing?
Right now, it's pushing against.
What was that? You cut out.
It pushing back.
Yeah, it's pushing towards you.
Yeah.
So when it's pushing towards you, it's going to be harder for you to trade in it because they're going to have more minions than you are, and it's going to be easier for her to hit her Q. So when it starts pushing towards you, if you're not able to get control of it again, you want to just not shove it at all and just let it push into towards your turret so that it resets and you're safer.
Okay.
Because if you stay up here and you try to like fight all these minions, it's going to turn out really badly for you. Because you're not pushing it as fast as she is. You never want it to be in this position unless you have a lot more minions than her, because you have the same amount now. And it should push in towards you after she W's this. And see, it was easy for her to hit that Q because you don't have very many minions.
He backs and I don't.
Okay, so you know he backed now, so you want to, whenever your opponent gets to recall and buy items, you want to try to recall and buy items too. That way you're like the same strength. Because if she gets to buy and you don't get to buy it, it's really bad.
Okay.
So when the opponent goes back, there's two things you can do. You either want it to push into their turret as fast as possible. Okay. That way the turret is going to kill your minions and they're going to miss out on the XP and gold, right?
Right.
Or you want it to push in towards you so that when you get back to lane, it'll just be hitting your turret. Because if it pushes in towards you, their minions kill your minions. So the enemy laner misses out on the golden XP in that way.
Okay.
So as soon as she backed here, it's already pushing towards her. So there's no way to make it push into you. You need to push this as fast as you can into the turret. That means use all your abilities and just spam the wave hard. And then recall.
That is not what I do. That's a bad habit I need to break then. Because this is a very common habit for me, is, at least in my brain, it's I get a overall gold and XP advantage, but they get an advantage over me in the lane, and it kills me a lot.
Yeah, a gold advantage doesn't mean anything if you don't spend the gold. So you need to back here.
Right. I don't.
You let her recall for free. She only lost a couple minions, and you got just a little lucky with that. Or she lost the wave, I guess, but... Now she's back, and there's nothing you can do, because she has more health than you, and she's got more items than you. So she's just going to poke you down, and eventually... You're either going to die, or you're going to have to back at a bad time, and you're going to lose a lot of minions and XP.
The Kale kills me here is what happens.
Okay, you took a while to react to this, because you walked over your ward. You want to be looking at the map a lot more than you are, apparently. So right now, you should just immediately run to this side, and you can't really die to this gank. Even if you run backwards at this time, you're going to live. If you have ignited her T, you might have killed her. Yeah, you would have.
I was trying to. I guess the part of my brain was, if I could have gotten one more Q off, that's what I was going to ignite with the Q, but I did not.
That to wolves, wow. Yeah, you don't want to auto these minions like that. When the minions go underneath your turret, never auto the melee minions. Yes, the melee minions are going to take 2 turret shots, and then you can auto them and they'll die.
Okay.
Also, you stood way too far up and she got an easy trade on you underneath the turret.
Yep. You've done this once or twice. From controlling the speed.
What?
Just when Matt would do this, he would get very confused about the speed controls.
It's just plus and minus.
When he was in the middle of a VOD review. So that's all I was saying, is that you've done this a time or two.
Yeah. So at that point, she should have just queued you. And you're walking at her now with no cover, so it's just an easy queue for her here. Yeah.
Yep. And she kills me.
Whenever you go into a lane, you want to think about like what the perfect trade is for the enemy champion and what the perfect trade is for your champion. So for example, Morgana, she just wants to hit you with a Q and W you, and then just stay away from you, right?
Right.
Then your champion, you want to stun them with Q, W, and then walk away before they can attack you. So when you know that, you want to have to like understand how you want to play from that perspective. So if she wants to Q you and then W you, you want to make sure that you're avoiding her Q no matter what. And if you want to stun her, you're making sure you're trying to stun her as often as possible.
Mortality is truly divine.
How long is this? 37 minutes.
What was that?
I was just checking the game length.
Yeah. It's...
Okay, let me see this roam and see what happened. Okay, that was a little bit of a risky roam, but I guess it ended up working out for you. The problem with roaming at this time is that you roamed at a time when you were pushing into them.
Okay.
Yeah, let me rewind it so you see what happens. Even further back. Okay, so you're always pushing into them. So all these minions here, these 7, you're not going to pick up. When you could have got here and got these 4. And then you're going to lose another wave like this because it's still pushing in.
Right.
And then you're going to lose another wave as well. So you end up missing 2.5 waves that you could have picked up for that roam. And wow, is Morgana AFK? Oh, she went top lane.
No, she went top. I roamed bot, got the double there. She roams top and gets the kill on the Alawi.
So Morgana made a mistake as well, but Morgana should have been here to pick this up. Right. And she would have got an easy, like 20 minion difference on you there.
This just goes completely kind of sour here. Because I go back to lane, bot lane, I don't know what the fuck they do. I have no idea what the fuck happened. But I guess they decide to fight there, and it doesn't go well.
Okay, so right now you're pretty low, and you need to spend the gold you got from the bot lane kills, because you have 1400 gold.
Yep.
So you're looking for a good recall, which means you want to push it into their turret, so you can go back. And you got extremely lucky that she missed an easy Q there, otherwise you would have died again, because you just walked at her. But you kill her and you need to clear this and then go back.
Yep.
Okay. So right now, what can you do mid lane? You know that Morgana's still dead.
Right.
So are you able to get the turret plating here at all?
I don't remember what I do here. At this moment, just looking at it from a rational perspective, I really honestly have no idea what to do in this situation.
Okay.
Like, there's not anywhere that I can really roam. My jungler's back. Their jungler is there.
Yeah, so the
I don't
jungler's
really...
here. So there's nothing
Right,
you can do mid lane. Because
Right.
you can't get turret plating with him here.
Right.
Top lane, you don't know where the top laner is, and it's not really in a good spot for you to gank if you don't know where they is. But bot lane, look at what they're doing bot lane. They're diving down here.
Right.
So if you start coming down here, you can kill the support when they get here, because this is Jinx who's dying.
Okay.
But if you get down here, then you're going to be able just to dive Jinx, or Lux, the three of you. And then you're going to be able to get the turret after. Because what's Morgana doing? Morgana can't come down here, because she has to go mid after she respawns. And then Kayle can't roam down as well, because she's stuck in mid lane. So it's 3 versus 1 down here. And you're going to be able to get the turret afterwards. Like, if you had started roaming now, you could have got down here, and you could have at least got the turret plating for yourself, and you could have dove her when she got here, see?
I see exactly what you're saying. It's hard to think about all of this stuff in a game, but... Yeah, this is me dumb. Me being really fucking dumb. Did I mention me being really fucking dumb? Because this is me being really dumb.
Yeah, you had to keep track of the fact that Morgana was going to be coming back to mid lane at that point.
That's what I mean, though. Like, that play right there is completely 100% brought out of, I've been having a bad game, let me try to force this sort of dominance over the game that I didn't really have any business doing at the moment. I just knew kind of where Kayle was, and that's all I was thinking about, and it was just dumb.
Oh, I don't know, dude, if you pinged him I there. They wanted to be spam pinging the river as she was coming, because it was an obvious roam when she pushed it in and then left.
Right.
So this is what you should have done before. Whenever you push the wave in, that's a good opportunity to roam if you can't do anything in lane, which is what she did. Because look at what happens. You're following the roam, and again, you're missing minions mid since it's pushing in towards her.
Right.
Okay. You died there, you're gonna miss all these minions mid. I honestly don't know how she has this low CS. She should have way more than you just based on how many minions you lost roaming, but she just sucks at last hitting them, I think.
That's kind of what I was saying. Yeah.
And you know that she's roaming here, and you need to ping them back. You have to use your pings a lot more.
I go in.
Yeah, you can't go in here either.
Right.
You don't really want to do things that you haven't like planned out before, sort of. Like, that was very random. Oh, where are you going?
Being dumb.
Yeah, again. Focus on CSing most of all and like controlling the waves. Because when you have the waves in the right spot and you have a lot of CS, then it's very easy to kill them and stuff. You're focusing too much on going for kills. Okay, going bot lane, which was good. Okay, you shouldn't start this dragon since you don't know where they are.
Okay.
Just go get these minions and push them in. After you push these minions in, it's easier to do dragon because they're gonna be stuck dealing with these minions. And they're gonna have to come down here and deal with these minions too. Right now though, they don't have to deal with the minions. And they can leave these minions for like 20 seconds longer before they have to deal with them.
It gets stolen.
And yeah, your jungler's not even here.
Yep. I started it because I did not realize that the jungler was backing. And yeah.
You want to make sure that like you push in the waves and then you go for a play, and don't go for plays if the waves aren't pushed in. See how bot lane is pushing in now? This is a good time to go for a play. Let's see, that was good. You guys won that from the looks of it. Yeah.
Yep.
And what happened bot lane is they ended up missing a good like 20 minions underneath the turret. God, yeah, they did that stupidly. Okay, what happened here?
I saw the others looping around.
You know that these guys are coming here.
Yeah. And I know that the Alawi and the Evelyn are there. I just didn't expect to die like that.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you're not putting yourself out for easy binds like that. Okay, where are you going here? You don't be randomly walking around in the river. Just go push these minions mid. You always want to be doing something with your time and not just wandering around. Again, so here, you guys are walking bot for no real reason. Sivir's going to clear this wave, and you three need to stay mid and clear this wave, and then Sivir's going to come back up.
Okay.
Because the goal is always push in the waves before you do something. You guys are sort of walking here when there's free minions mid. Because when you push in the wave, you pressure them, and it makes it really easy for them to make mistakes. Okay, let me see what happened at the start. So you're walking into a jungle when you have no idea where they are in here.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to walk into their jungle, you have to push in these waves first, and then they'll have to come pick them up, and then you know where they are, and then you can ward the jungle in safety. And right now it's just you. You have no idea who else is in here, so you need to run. Again, you're not paying attention to Morgana's bindings at all. You're focusing way too much on trying to fight them instead of just CSing the whole time. You want to always be CSing. And then at moments when you can't possibly CS, that's when you should try to fight them. Because when you can't CS, it's very likely that they have to CS. And then you make them choose between fighting you or farming the minions. You see like how down here, how she's down here? If you guys had pushed in mid at the same time, then it would be a 5 versus 4 mid. Because she'd be down here killing these minions, and the 5 of you could have been up here. And that's essentially the goal. So it's 4v4 right now, but you guys can probably win because you're stronger at this point.
Oh, we lose hard.
Yeah, you just are constantly getting binded by Morgana because you're playing way too far up. Okay, you guys don't want to do anything greedy at this point. Because it's going to be 4v5, right? Or 4v3, I mean. Because you're Leona's mid, your server's up here, and there's only Kale here. And you know that the other 4 have to be down here. Which they are. Okay, good. You guys are playing safe.
Yep. Just back out here.
Had to flash because you stepped too close towards Morgana again.
Yep. We start fighting here. Kind of what happened.
So right here, you should have just waited until you get a 2-man ulti. Instead of just trying to blow it on Morgana.
Okay.
Because she's supposed to live first of all. You should have just waited for Evelyn to go in or for Lowy to go in. And follow up with your ulti and your burst. And I don't think you hit them with your W because you're too far away. I feel like you didn't use your E either.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, so I think by now,
yeah,
I don't need to repeat the fact that you should be staying far away from Morgana. Pay attention to champions who have CC abilities, because when you're squishy, it's important that you're not getting hit by those. So like Lux and Morgana.
Respond a little bit, and then this is part of the frustration, right? Is there's this element in my head, whether or it's true or not, that in solo queue, if I'm not doing it, if I'm not shoving in the wave, nobody's gonna do it. Because I've seen it way too often where in that scenario, right, where the Sivir goes to get red buff and dies. Like, I'm not trying to sit here and say that I played smartly, but that's some of where it's coming from, and I don't know exactly how to counter that. It's a somewhat of a learned response from me, where if I react and play around my solo queue teammate, particularly in that situation, all that tends to happen is I get tilted as fuck.
All you have to do is just stand on the alternate side of the minions. So again, there's no reason for you to walk. You almost got hit, okay?
Right.
Look. What's the point of walking up here? What are you going to gain from being up here compared to being back here?
Not a lot.
Nothing. So there's no point in doing it because it's just more risky being farther up. You never want to do... You're doing things that are very risky for no reason, which you don't want to do. There's not going to be anything for you to gain up here, so just walk back. Okay, right now, yeah, you need to flash ult these people. Yikes. Okay, so one of the biggest any combos is flash ult. Like, the biggest thing you need to do is any. You want to engage fights with flash ult so that you stun a whole bunch of people. So look for opportunities to group them up. Or when they group up, you have to memorize the range of flash ulti. So right now you need a flash ult right here, and you hit all 4 of them. Right. And then it's game over if you hit that. I mean, you guys win anyway, it looks like. Yeah, you do. You use it to see exactly what you do and slow down thing.
Yeah.
You flash into like a weird spot and you end up ulting one person. As soon as you see, oh, there's a whole bunch of them clumped up.
Right, because I know this was my thought process, is this is where I need to flash ult.
So these guys are in range of just normal ulti at this point.
Yeah, I know what I did. Is I got, as with the whole game, got greedy on that hill there, rather than you looking at it just from a pure CC standpoint, which is something that I've been guilty of a lot.
And then you sort of flashed to dive into one guy, and then the rest of them just killed you.
But that's game.
Yep.
I didn't realize how ahead we were as far as gold lead was for a lot of the game. It did not feel that way.
Alright, what are the major things I want to recap? Alright, so in lane, what do we talk about? Okay, making sure...
Right, we talked about how to, one, push level advantage. Right?
Yeah.
Where plan ahead of when I'm going to hit level 2, try to position myself accordingly to be able to get a trade-off or do something, surprise them with that sudden level 2. We also talked about, as a general statement for the whole game, shoving in the lane and then doing something else. Don't do something else if the wave isn't shoved in.
Yeah, that's for like mid-game, not for like before level 6.
Right. Before level 6, what was the other thing? positioning for pressure.
Yeah.
Where kind of like where your cursor is now, and especially against poke lanes, being aware of being in the minions and having the wave shoving is a safer position to be than this dancing around shit that I do.
Okay. So also back timing is very important as well. So if they're gone back to base, you need to get back to base as soon as possible. If you're ever in a position where you can't fight them, and if you went back, you can fight them, then you obviously need to try to go back as fast as you can. What else was there? Make sure that you're paying attention to putting yourself in position to be CC'd. And if they can hit you with CC and you're going to die because of that, just stand far back instead of playing forward. Look at that map more often. That's basically it though. Look for opportunities to flash ult with Annie as well. You want to hit multi-person stuns, because that's why you're playing Annie basically. If you wanted to just burst one person, you should have just played Fizz instead, and you're going to have a better time.
Oh, I like Fizz. Fizz is somebody that I want to learn, just because I like that kind of play style of him. But I guess part of the reason I haven't, and part of the reason I'm playing Annie, is if I can't win with this champion, arguably one of the simplest champions in the game, at the level that I'm at, then how am I going to do better with Fizz? I'm just going to get aggressive, kill hungry, even more so, and I'm not going to learn anything. So I really don't want to play I want to play other people, but I feel
the point isn't to play other people, it's to play to your champion's strengths and to minimize your champion's weaknesses. So Annie's strength is engaging with multi-man ults. So that's what you should be trying to do. Just like how TF is very simple with his objective, because he just wants to push in the wave and then use his ult to roam.
Right.
So if you're someone who's trying to solo kill a lot as TF, you're probably not doing very well compared to someone who's focusing on roaming, because a champion just doesn't suit that sort of playstyle.
Mixed.
Alright, hopefully that all makes sense. Did you have any questions?
I don't. That has been helpful and has kind of gotten my brain back in line, so thank you.
Alright, no problem.